attitudinal change to understand the importance of science and technology. And now that you've sort of referred to the private sector, what is the role of the private sector in developing these capabilities?
Actually, this is a novel experience, a novel because if you look at the world over, most of the laboratory complexes have been developed initially where new technologies are concerned by the governments. They have been government setups which have progressively involved the private sector in the transfer of technology, so that they develop technology, they do the research and development, produce technology, produce patents, and these patented technologies are then utilized to produce goods for the market, and so that process is referred to as technology transfer. Sorry, and that goes on apace. But here I think this is one of the few instances where even in setting up the laboratory complex itself, the private sector has come in, and I'm grateful to the private sector, the 5 companies that I mentioned, for having risked their money, come in with us, and through this whole process, now the Slintech became functional only in August last year, and during this period of about 9 months, they have been able to come up with a number of products, and already 4 patent applications have been made in the United States, and hopefully there will be products which come out which will be able to capture the world market, and this is some of the things that we are doing.
So again, I guess that again we are looking at the patents and the innovations. So yeah, innovations that can harness and enhance the economic revenue that we can, the foreign exchange we can earn, and thereby again add to the economy.
Yeah. You see, the point that many people forget is that we have been content to be exporters of raw materials
and primary products,
which are only marginally, shall we say, infused with technology, so that you get a very low addition of income. Now, just through this nanotechnology initiative at Slintech, one of the things that I said, the researchers, the scientists who are working there, there are 15 scientists, they were all entrusted with 2 research projects from each of those companies. Then in addition, we said, the National Science Foundation said there are certain nationally important areas which have to be developed. And if I give you one example, you will get an idea of what it was. In Pulmude, you know that we have large amounts of ilmenite. The sand there, the soil there is full of ilmenite. Now, ilmenite has been exported for years from Pulmude to developed countries. They produce value-added products which are then sold to different countries, and we buy them back. For instance, if you take our paint industry, the paint industry requires titanium dioxide. Titanium dioxide is produced from ilmenite.
But we import the paint and we export
we import the titanium dioxide.
Right.
You see, we export the ilmenite and spend 100 times more importing the titanium dioxide, and use the titanium dioxide to produce our paints, in our paint industry.
So, in that process, what is like the additional cost that Sri Lanka incurs?
Yes, so we are spending more for importing the titanium dioxide than we gain by exporting the ilmenite. So now I am happy to say at Slintech, the scientists have been able to produce titanium dioxide using nanotechnology. They have patented the process, and not only that, the titanium dioxide they are able to produce as titanium dioxide, which is much more expensive in the world market. And therefore, in that way, we will be able, in other words, to stop importing titanium. Once we have to develop a industry to produce titanium dioxide from the ilmenite. Now, once we develop that industry, we can stop importing titanium dioxide, and we can whatever titanium dioxide we don't need, we can export, so that we get a very much bigger income. So this is the way in which, as a country, instead of just exporting our raw materials, whether they be natural or agricultural, to the world, we must produce high value products. Now,
so I guess that is the process of technology only makes it a high value product.
Yeah, you are adding value by infusing the technology into the production process, and that is where just as much as in the war against terrorism, the LTTE, the soldiers, the army were treated as special people. I think now we have to treat the scientists and the technologies as special people, and those are the people who will be able to bring about this change.
Because we also talk about being Asia's miracle and being very economically becoming very stable. So I guess having the vision is very fantastic, because that is the first step, and then we all need to look at the strategy and how to get there. And I guess technology and science play a extremely key role, as you explained, because it enhances the values of the product and gives us more foreign exchange. So Minister, now if you look at your ministry in the past couple of years, what steps were taken in transferring the technology that's already there to also the rural sector? Because I think a country as a whole can develop if these benefits are passed to all sectors of the society.
So we have nationally, as I mentioned, to shift towards more and more high technology. And in the same way, the President has been very conscious of the fact that there is a big gap between the city and the village. And to bridge this gap, he has been having a whole program to develop infrastructure in the rural areas, the Gama Naguma programs, etc. And these programs, I mean, building roads, supplying electricity, water, and other facilities to the village are, shall we say, essential for rural upliftment, for economic development. But just because you build a road and you can travel quicker from the city to the village and back, that doesn't mean that automatically the village economy is going to flourish, it's going to develop. So really, more than 70% of our population live in villages. They live not in the towns, they're in the village. You have educated young people, skilled people, right? So that is a very rich resource. Then if you look at the country, the natural resources, the agricultural resources are all in the countryside, in the village. So if we can develop industries in the rural areas to add value to the raw materials that we have, then we can come up with high value products into the market, which will enhance the rural income.
Is it happening now? The Vidata program, is it part of that?
The Vidata program, the Vidata stands for Vidya, Dana, Takshana.
Okay.
So it is to transfer science and technology to the village. And the Vidata program, over this period of 3 to 4 years,